welcome to his bookshelf. I'm Ariel Roshi. And today I'm going to be doing Dogman Unleashed. Dogman Unleashed is a very funny and humorous book, and it is about when Petey the cat, he tricks the guard because he has a bunch of arts and crafts just in case he gets lonely. And I think that's kind of funny because when you go to prison, do you have a closet full of arts and crafts? Anyway, so then he takes this giant piece of paper and then he cuts out a shape of him. And then what he does is that he colors it and then he makes it look just like him. Then what he does is that he puts it on the floor and then he takes his bulletin board and he puts it on top of it, just like in Flat Stanley. Then Petey hides behind the flower pot and then he says, "Oh, guard!" And then the guard comes running because he doesn't know what's wrong with Petey and he thinks he's flat and then he thinks he died because obviously it's made out of paper. How's that going to come to life? Well, you might want to keep that question in mind. How is paper going to come to life? Well, you'll find out the answer soon and I'll tell you when the time is right. So then when guard went inside, he forgot to lock the door. So then he went outside and then he obviously escaped. After that, guard calls the ambulance and they take him to the witch doctor. Not the which doctor should I take him to? The witch doctor. So then the witch doctor had living spray. Here's the answer to your question. Living spray. The doctor sprayed the living spray onto the paper and then Flat Petey comes to life. I would just say that there's so many funny things in here, and the biggest thing is that Dogman likes to roll around in dead fish. And so it's kind of stinky, disgusting, and smelly. Just like my brother. And I call him Stink. Something else that's funny in this amazingly humorous book is that I like the way they do the illustrations because they make it look funny, especially in this one. The one he's like... So I forgot to mention something in here. Happy birthday. Because in this one, I think starting in chapter 2, so guess what? It's Chief's birthday. So then they all celebrate, but then after they get him a pet fish, Dogman almost got a dead fish. He loves rolling around in them. A life lesson that I learned is that when you work together, you can accomplish anything. It doesn't matter who you are. Because there's this girl named Sarah. She's the world's greatest reporter, or at least she says so. And then her rescue dog named Zuzu. That's pretty lame. But they saved the world from Flippy, an evil biotic fish. Or will he be evil? He might change. He might stay evil. I'm not telling you. But if you want to find that, you can read Dogman, A Tale of Two Kittens. That's a really, really good book. Dogman Fetch-22. So in Dogman Fetch-22, I'm just going to call it Fetch-22. This book is basically about this is about a whole bunch of things. So then, if you've ever heard of the show, The Fair Fairy, I don't know if it's a true show or something, but it is here. Fair Fairy goes crazy when everyone's like, no, this isn't fair. She got this many toys, I don't have this. But that's not fair. Yesterday and then she goes all crazy, and then she gets fired because she's all rude and everything. But then she meets this bunch of little 22 tadpoles, and then all those have evil biotic powers because Lily Petey found out that when you get those super brain dots. So what happened is that all the super brain dots got stuck into the the pond or whatever it is, where all those 22 tadpoles were, and then guess what happened? Of course, they got evil biotic powers, but they just got powers, but guess what? As Lily Petey studies about the super brain dots and studies Flippy's brain, guess what it found out? It found out that a super brain dot makes you angry about anything in your life. So then all those tadpoles get angry. You must have seen that coming. I also have to mention that there's something to when there's a whole bunch of fish nets and Sarah and everyone gets stuck in them. watch out for these pointers. I learned that with empathy and kindness, you can calm down. And you will always have to be kind to everyone. If someone's gonna be mean to you, don't be mean back to them. Just kill it with kindness. So, for example, if my brother shuts a book in my nose and says that I'm disgusting, I say, okay, Sam, but you're very nice and that's fine with me. That's how you kill it with kindness. I love saying it, but my brother loves saying it even better. So he's like, Isabel, call me a bad word. And she calls him a bad word. And then he's like, I'll give you a good punishment if you do. And she says a bad word. And then she's like, Sam, you're so disgusting. And then he's like, haha, you're so nice. Haha, killed with kindness. That's a funny thing I've ever seen. I'll just say that you have to be very humorous too. Like me. Dog man, for whom the ball rolls. And the funny thing is there's two different types of ball here. There's these giant burgle balls that take over the city and steal a bunch of stuff, which Dogman has to defeat. But there's also this little squeaky ball. And now that Dogman's #1 cop, bad guys always know one thing. Dogman loves balls, right? Because he's half dog. So they always have a little ball in their hand, because then they throw the ball in the opposite direction when they get cornered, and the Dogman runs after the ball, not them. That's actually pretty sweet. And that's actually pretty cool too. This book is basically about when this new guy, well, he's not really a new guy, but the book keeps saying that he's a new guy. And then he's like, I'm not new. I made a big role in the second book. And turned out he's not in the second book at all. But he's really funny, and he doesn't like it when I say that. But anyway, so then this villain creates these giant balls. Because you know that? Because Lily Petey, a clone from Petey, the cat, because Lily Petey's trying to teach Dogman how to not chase balls, okay? But then Dogman just becomes afraid of them because they play this little game. There's squirrels and balls in there, but there's also nice people, okay? But what happens is that every single time that he growls or jumps at a squirrel card or a ball card, he takes a bath. He hates baths, just like I do. So then what happens is that, Doctor, I don't know what his name is, he's basically new. I'm just gonna call him Doctor, okay? So then Doctor knows that Dogman's scared of balls because whenever he sees a ball, he's like, oh no, I don't want this because I don't want to take another bath. And he just goes in the other direction. He doesn't follow the ball, he goes in the other direction. So first, Doctor has the idea to create a bunch of big old crabbies. But then, now that he knows that Dogman's afraid of balls, goodbye crazy crabs, hello burgle balls. Burgle balls are basically burglar balls. That kind of makes sense. That kind of doesn't make sense. So then, first, after diamond rings and a bunch of things, they start bringing him skateboards, candy, and gum. And he's like, I'm not a 5-year-old. Get me something more age appropriate. I like to do different voices, and I like to read it out loud sometimes and do different voices. So in that way, it's like funny when you read it. And I'll just say that the life lesson in this book is that if you have determination, you can accomplish anything. You have to want to do something, just like I want to do these awesome reviews for you guys. So, if I want to do more, then I'll have to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys later with some more awesome reviews.